undervalued, taken for granted. You used to take it personally. But one day, you stop internalizing the disrespect. You do your work, you hold your boundaries, you stop overextending. That's detachment. You're no longer tying your worth to someone else's recognition. That's how you rise, not with resentment, but with emotional distance and grace. Family can test you the hardest. You love them. But maybe they criticize your choices, question your worth, or remind you constantly of your failures. You can't walk away completely, but you can protect yourself emotionally. You stop reacting. You stop trying to prove anything. You smile, nod, and move in silence. That's detachment. That's how you stay close in blood, but distant in expectation. You love, but you don't lose yourself trying to earn what should be unconditional. Even with your past, you carry guilt, regret, pain, things you did when you didn't know better. But now, you've grown, you've evolved. Still, those memories haunt you in quiet moments. But detachment says, that version of me died the moment I chose better. You don't have to relive the pain to prove you've learned. You can honor your past without living in it. You don't owe your old wounds a permanent seat at the table of your future. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. Detachment is your shield. It's how you stop emotional robbery. It's how you teach people, you don't get to control me with guilt, manipulation, or inconsistency anymore. You can still love someone and let go. You can still care and walk away. Detachment is not the absence of feeling. It's the presence of self-respect. It's the strength to walk away from what breaks you, even if your heart whispers, stay. Because sometimes loving yourself louder means loving them from a distance. There's a difference between reacting from your pain and responding from your power. When you speak from your wounds, your voice is loud but your message is broken. But when you respond from logic, you don't just speak. You lead. You don't just defend, you transform. People who hurt you expect you to lose control. They expect the scream, the clap back, the emotional breakdown. But nothing confuses them more than your calm response, rooted in logic, not history. You stop giving them access to the broken version of you they once triggered. You respond from wisdom, not wounds. Think about this: someone you trusted betrays you. You find out they lied, they manipulated, maybe even cheated. The old version of you would have sent a paragraph of rage, called them at 3 a.m., cried, begged, screamed. You wanted them to feel what they made you feel. But now, you sit back, you analyze, you don't let the pain speak first, you let clarity speak louder. I see you for who you are now, and that's enough. One line, no drama, no chaos. That's a queen's response, not from pain, but from power. Imagine you're scrolling through your messages and someone from your past pops up. The one who ghosted you, hurt you, made you feel small. They say, hey, I miss you. Every memory crashes into your chest like a stone. Your wound wants to say, where were you when I needed you? But your logic whispers, this isn't love, it's convenience. So you don't reply from your ace. You reply from awareness. Or maybe you don't reply at all. Because not every apology deserves access. That's emotional maturity. That's the power of responding from logic. Or maybe you're in a disagreement with your partner. They say something insensitive. The wounded part of you wants to bite back, throw everything at them, make them hurt the way you just did. But instead you take a breath, you ask yourself, what is this really about? Are they attacking me? Or are they projecting something they don't know how to handle? So you choose to say, that hurt me, but I want to understand why you said it. That shift changes the entire dynamic. Because now you're not reacting to pain, you're navigating truth. At work, someone criticizes you publicly. The wounded part of you wants to defend, argue, prove your worth. But your logic says, let me listen. Is there something in this I can grow from? Instead of reacting defensively, you respond with grace. Thank you for the feedback. I'll take it into account. That one line doesn't just silence the critic, it elevates your position. You didn't crumble under pressure. You responded like a leader. Even with family, when they say things that poke at your scars, when will you get married? Why can't you be more like your cousin? You no longer allow your wounds to respond. You don't argue, cry, or explain yourself. You calmly say, I'm living life at my pace, and I'm proud of it. That's not cold. That's power clothed in self-respect. You didn't let an old wound shape a new reaction. You let your healed mind lead the way. Sometimes the person in front of you isn't even your enemy. It's your own past haunting you through them. That's why emotional triggers feel so intense. Someone raises their voice and it reminds you of how your father used to. Someone leaves without warning and it reminds you of being abandoned. But you're not that wounded child anymore. You're not that broken lover. You're not that powerless girl. So when life tests you, ask yourself, is this my wound reacting or my wisdom responding? You win when you respond without losing your peace. You win when your logic becomes louder than your past. The more you heal, the less you'll have to prove. And the day you stop letting your wounds pick your words, that's the day you become unstoppable. Discipline is not just about waking up early or going to the gym. Real discipline, the kind that separates queens from chaos, is emotional. It's how you manage yourself when life is unfair, when people disappoint you, when everything in you wants to explode but you choose to stand tall with grace. Emotional discipline is not natural. It's trained. It's chosen. And it's what keeps your crown on when the world tries to knock it off. Because let's be honest, anyone can react. But the woman who chooses emotional discipline, she leads, she commands, she inspires. Imagine waking up and reading a message that ruins your mood instantly. Maybe someone cancelled on you. Maybe a job opportunity fell through. Maybe someone you trusted let you down. Now you have two options, spiral or center. Most people spiral. They carry that emotion into every conversation, every interaction, all day long. But not you. You sit down, you breathe, and you remind yourself, I control how I show up, even when life doesn't cooperate. That moment, that choice, is emotional discipline in its purest form. You didn't let your first emotion become your only emotion. You're walking into a room full of people who have judged you before. Your heart races. The old version of you would shrink. You'd overthink every word, second guess every move. But emotional discipline says, I'm not walking in to be liked. I'm walking in as me. And that's enough. You smile, straighten your posture and own the room. Not because you're fearless, but because you've trained your emotions not to lead, but to follow your intention. That's a kind of power makeup can't give you, and titles can't define. Maybe you're arguing with someone close to you, your partner, your parent, your best friend. The conversation turns ugly. You feel triggered, emotional, cornered. Your ego wants to attack, your pride wants to scream. But instead you say, let's take a break and come back to this calmly. That's not weakness. That's elite self-control. That's what emotional discipline looks like in real life. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding that not every feeling deserves to speak for you. At work, you're overlooked. Again, your boss praises someone else for work you contributed to. You feel that fire rise inside. The old you would lash out, maybe even quit. But the emotionally disciplined version of you smiles, holds your ground, and lets your consistency speak louder than your frustration. You go back, work harder, not for revenge, but for excellence. Because emotional discipline isn't about staying silent, it's about moving smarter. And queens move in silence until it's time to speak with results. Sometimes the challenge isn't people. It's your own mind. You wake up anxious. You overthink something someone said yesterday. You feel that familiar weight of fear, doubt, and old pain. But emotional discipline means you don't feed it. You don't let it drive your day. You meditate. You journal. You take a walk. You talk to yourself like you're someone worth fighting for. Because you are. You treat your emotions like energy, not identity. You say, I feel this, but I am not this. That's the training. That's the daily fight. Even on social media, where it's easy to compare and feel behind. Someone's engaged, someone's rich, someone's living your dream, your emotions start screaming, I'm not enough. But you catch it, you pause. You close the app, you remind yourself that you're on your path. That emotional reflex to not spiral, to not envy, to not self-attack, that's discipline. And it's not accidental, it's a choice. Every single day. You don't get emotionally strong overnight. You get strong every time you choose not to let temporary emotions destroy permanent blessings. Emotional discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being present with yourself, your feelings, your values. It's a commitment. It's a lifestyle. And it's the very thing that keeps you grounded when the world around you wants to shake you. And now, after everything we've uncovered, After feeling it fully, after pausing before reacting, after mastering your breath, detaching for your protection, responding from logic and choosing emotional discipline daily. There is one thing I want you to carry in your soul like a crown you'll never drop again. You are not here to be mastered by your emotions. You are here to master them. Emotions are powerful, yes, but you are more powerful. Emotions are loud, but when you are aligned, when you are still, when you are aware, you are louder, deeper, unshakable. You see, queens don't crumble. They adjust their crowns. You don't collapse in the face of pressure. You compose yourself. You don't react for attention. You respond with intention. That's the shift. That's the evolution. And every single day you practice emotional control, you are becoming more rare, more refined, more untouchable. Never forget, strength isn't always loud. Sometimes strength is silent. Sometimes strength is in the smile you give when your heart is aching. Sometimes it's in the breath you take when your hands are shaking. And sometimes it's in the moment you walk away. Not because you're scared, but because you're done handing your power to people who never deserved it. Remember this, you will be too much for some people. Those aren't your people. You were not built to shrink for comfort. You were not created to break every time someone misjudges you. The woman who commands herself emotionally can walk through storms and never lose her balance. She can feel everything, pain, joy, fear, love, and still move like a queen in full control of her empire. You are not soft because you cry. You are soft because you care. But you are strong because you rise. A woman who can sit with her pain and not be destroyed by it is a woman who is already a warrior. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to chase closure. You don't need to over-explain your silence. When you master your emotions, you become the storm they warned him about. And to every woman who has ever been called too emotional, let me say this, they never knew your emotions were your power source. They never knew you were turning that chaos into clarity. They never knew that what tried to break you only built your emotional muscle. Your comeback won't be loud. It will be silent, graceful, and unrecognizable to the people who tried to destroy you. You are no longer a slave to your triggers. You are no longer chasing people to make them stay. You are no longer entertaining anything that doesn't elevate your energy. That's growth. That's glow up. That's God mode. When you choose emotional discipline, every part of you becomes magnetic. Your presence shifts rooms. Your silence becomes sacred. Your standards rise so high that only the healed, the intentional, the strong will be able to meet you there. Breathe, queen. Just breathe. Because even in your quietest moment, you are still commanding your life. And the most attractive woman in the room is not the loudest, the prettiest, or the most desired. It's the one who knows who she is and never begs the world to agree. That woman is unforgettable. You don't owe your past anything. You don't owe your pain another moment of control. From this moment on, you move like you've already healed. You respond like you've already grown. You lead like you've already won. And the world, it will try to test your peace. But baby, you're not here to pass their tests. You're here to rewrite the rules. So when your emotions rise, you rise higher. When the noise gets loud, you get louder inside. And when life pulls you in every direction, you don't bend, you anchor. Because you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to be iconic. And the woman who controls her emotions doesn't just survive, she reigns. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them guess how you stayed so graceful when they expected you to fall apart. That's your secret. That's your power. That's your new normal. Welcome to your emotional empire.